What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick, and today we have even more Nintendo E3 coverage for you. And more specifically, this video is going to go over what Nintendo has left to show at E3 2019. And the reason why I say what they have left is because Nintendo has been pretty busy already giving us information on two upcoming games. So last week we had a game-focused direct surrounding Super Mario Maker 2. It was fantastic. We learned so much about this game, and I'm really hyped for this game upcoming. Now, they recently announced that June 5th, they will have another 15-minute direct surrounding Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, this is mainly the Pokemon Company, and the reason why I say that is because the Pokemon Company and Nintendo work directly, but not super close. So the Pokemon Company is not afraid to have a Pokemon focused direct outside of the E3 press conference. So that's kind of why we're getting that. But that is upcoming. That is 15 minutes. Really hyped about that. They're probably going to go over some new Pokemon and some new mechanics. What makes Pokemon Sword and Shield unique to all the other Pokemon games? So that's going to be the question that I have, and they will definitely deliver some answers upon that. Now, I just want to get this out of the way first. Just because we have or are having two game-focused directs doesn't mean that Mario Maker 2 or Pokemon is going to be excluded from E3. These are both giant games for Nintendo, and they will still definitely be in the E3 press conference. Now, they won't have a breakout of like 5 to 10 minutes explaining these games over and over. They'll probably each have their own trailer and may give us some additional information that wasn't in each of the directs, but that's pretty doubtful. It'll probably just be an overview trailer. E3, there's a lot of eyes on this press conference, and it's still a great way for Nintendo to kind of advertise their upcoming games. Super Mario Maker 2 is almost out, guys, so Nintendo definitely wants people that may not know this game exists some airtime in E3. So I do expect those two games to still make an appearance, just not as big if they didn't have the directs. They'll probably make a trailer appearance, but that's probably it. So the real question is, what does Nintendo have left to show? And the answer here is actually quite a bit. Now, first off, I do think that this E3 is kind of going to be less surprises, but more content added to pre-existing games. So one of my predictions for Nintendo is that we will have DLC for at least two games that already exist. And my number one game is Super Mario Party. I think that this game will get some extra content, whether that's free or paid. I think it might be free just because this game was released very bare bones, not a lot to it. Only 4 game boards for a Mario Party game is kind of crazy. So maybe Nintendo wants to get some of these customers and gamers back to playing this game because this is a fantastic family experience. Just the game itself is a little bit barren. So Super Mario Party DLC is my first prediction. But we also may get DLC for another existing game. Games that come to mind: Splatoon 2, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. Expect some downloadable content or extra content for games that already exist. Nintendo has already said that they want to continue to support their games, and this might be a good way for them to kind of upgrade some games that fans may have lost interest in. So that's my first prediction. My second prediction, and what might take up the bulk of the conference, is Animal Crossing 2019. Yes, Animal Crossing, I actually thought was going to get its own direct just because Animal Crossing as a whole, there's a lot of moving parts in Animal Crossing games. There's a lot to go over, a lot of mechanics to explain to consumers. It's kind of a difficult game. It's a simple game, but there's a lot going on. So I think Animal Crossing, if I had to predict, is probably going to take up about 7 to 12 minutes of the E3 press conference. I think Animal Crossing is one of the biggest games this year, and there is a lot to say about this game. So if I were to predict, I would say that Animal Crossing would take maybe a third of this conference just going over the different mechanics. There's definitely a lot of fans that want this game on the Switch. So I think Nintendo is going to take their time and really sell people on what Animal Crossing 2019 is. Now, I must add a little bit of extra, prediction layer under that. I think, and I don't know why I'm saying this, there's really nothing pointing towards it except the fact that we haven't seen a lot of Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing could possibly get a delay. This is all speculation, but I think this game, there's a lot to it. there might not be a reason for Nintendo to rush out and release this game just because we have such a packed lineup. So Animal Crossing 2019 could possibly become Animal Crossing 2020, but that again is just speculation. The other game that Nintendo has up their sleeve is Fire Emblem Three Houses, which they might want to get some more information about. We've seen a couple trailers, but it might be nice for Nintendo to release a nice polished trailer and really give us more information about this game, even though we've had some information, but it might be pretty cool information. The next game I think Nintendo might go over or will go over is Luigi's Mansion 3. Now this is another fantastic release Nintendo has. And this game, I probably would predict that it's going to come out September or October, fitting for the haunted aspect of this game. You know, maybe a Halloween release. But Luigi's Mansion 3, I think we will get a lot of stuff for this game. So the first thing I think we'll get is a proper trailer and, you know, maybe a little minute or two breakdown of some different mechanics that are in this game. But I do predict that Luigi's Mansion 3 will get a treehouse focused segment, probably around 20 to 30 minutes even, of this game being played and showing off some of the mechanics. Now, I could probably compare this to Yoshi's Crafted World when that was first announced a year before it actually came out. They actually played the first level and went over the flipping of the level mechanics, so I definitely think that whatever's unique to Luigi's Mansion 3 will be shown off not only in E3, but after in the Treehouse Live. Some other games that could get some airtime. Astral Chain is one of the most exciting games coming out for the Switch this year. That could definitely get another trailer and, you know, possibly a couple minutes focusing on this game and what makes this game tick. And also Daemon X Machina, the mech battling game. We've already got a demo on this earlier, and it would be really nice for this company to show off Daemon X Machina, some of the changes that they made. It's going to be really pivotal because this game, when it came out, or at least the demo, it really seemed like it needed a lot of work. So I'm excited to see Daemon X Machina right now and to see some of the improvements that they've added to this game. Now, I think it's important to go over stuff that I don't think we will see. And the first thing I don't think we will see is any kind of news on Metroid Prime. Unfortunately, Metroid Prime was scrapped and given to Retro Studios, and I don't think that Metroid Prime or Metroid at all will be in E3. Now, the only way that I could see Metroid in E3 is if they announced a trilogy, the Metroid Prime trilogy coming to Switch, or maybe a 2D remake. Maybe Samus Returns makes its way to Nintendo Switch, but I don't. If you guys are looking for Metroid Prime 4 news, I don't think this is the right E3 for it. I actually think this game is quite a ways away. It would be very, very surprising to get Metroid Prime for news, trailer, anything, a name possibly, but I really doubt that Metroid Prime 4 will show its face at E3. Another thing I don't think we will see is, I don't think we'll see any hardware information. The next Nintendo Switch, whether it's a Switch XL or Switch Mini, I don't think that hardware is going to be in this conference. I think it's going to be strictly software titles for this year and possibly some teases for next year. So if you're thinking of any hardware revision news, I don't think that we're going to see it in this E3. In addition to the hardware information, I don't think that we will see the N64 Classic at E3. This is kind of a shadow drop type thing. If I could remember correctly, the NES Classic and the SNES Classic were just dropped on Twitter and dropped on social media for Nintendo announcing this, so I don't think that we will see anything about the N64 Classic or any other hardware revisions. And the final thing that I don't think we will see is an update to Nintendo Switch Online. Like I said before, E3 is for the games, and if Nintendo was smart, they would show only software and software updates, developments, stuff like that. People tune into E3 for games. They don't really tune in for that. So as much as people want an update on Nintendo Switch Online, I don't think the E3 will show off any of that kind of stuff. Any UI or system updates I don't think will be present on here. So expect plenty of news on games and games only. Now to wrap this up, I don't think that this E3 2019 is going to be full of surprises and big reveals. I think this is kind of some housekeeping for Nintendo, updating their games that are already out and kind of giving us more information on games that will come out So I wouldn't expect too many game releases to be dropped out of nowhere, like big titles like an F-Zero or Star Fox or something like that. I think this is going to be more in terms of DLC surprises, third-party surprises. I haven't even got into third-party yet, but we could see a lot of surprises there. The Witcher 3 has already been rumored. There's some other games that I would love to see on Nintendo again. Soul Calibur to be one of the games. So definitely third party, there's going to be plenty of surprises. DLC will be surprises. But I do think that we will end off on a Super Smash Bros. Character reveal. Now, whether that's a Japanese character or even a character from Microsoft, I think that will be the big surprise this year. I'm just happy that Nintendo is going to give us information on games that are upcoming and possibly give us some more content for games that are already released. But that's what I think Nintendo's going to do this year, guys. If you are hyped about E3 2019 for Nintendo as much as me, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Guys, I will see you in the next video. Get hyped.